Remember Transformers Cybertron? Remember how we said it was more light-hearted than any other series before it? Well, this next character takes that basic idea, runs with it, and takes it into orbit. That character is Wingsaber. I know this may be a huge jump in contrast compared to our last entry, but please bear with me here. While Wingsaber may only arrive into the series just before the Gigantian arc, he managed to do quite a bit in such a short space of time. Unfortunately, that means there isn't that much time for his character to develop, but in all honesty, he doesn't need to. As soon as Wingsaber arrives on the scene, he wastes no time establishing his character as a cocky, arrogant, and headstrong warrior who charges into battle without a thought, aside from that of defeating Megatron. Sure, his impulsive nature has led him to attack his teammates on certain occasions, but that just adds to his charm. Simply put, the best way of describing Wingsaber's personality is he's a fusion and slight deconstruction of the classic anime protagonist and action movie hero. He has a flashy combat style, he risks into things without thinking, he occasionally overestimates himself by thinking he's stronger than he is, he believes he can do everything by himself, and he spouts one-liners all over the place like they're going out of fashion. However, given how Transformers Cybertron shows the idea of friendship and teamwork in your face more often than Sonic Heroes,
the real superpower!
No, not this time. As I was saying, as this series shows those two ideas in your face constantly, this leads to Wingsaber failing miserably on multiple occasions, often with hilarious results and often followed by a scolding from Optimus and the other Autobots. I'd love to show you a compilation of his best moments, but I'm currently pushing the copyright system quite far as it is, so I'm sorry, maybe after YouTube sort this shit out. But let's get back on track. Wingsaber also managed to give Transformers Cybertron some of his more awesome moments, seeing as he was able to go one-on-one with Megatron and force him into retreat, and performs a back-to-back attack with Optimus to completely obliterate a rock shower attack from a superpowered Starscream. But that's nothing compared to his crowning moment, giving Optimus a new and more powerful form known as Sonic Wing Mode. This form has allowed Optimus to completely overpower Megatron and Starscream on multiple occasions and perform a plethora of ridiculously flashy attacks. It's just a shame we didn't have more screen time, really. You guys had enough of Transformers Prime yet? No? Good. Here's RC. You see, Transformers has never really got female characters right, seeing as we get ridiculous stereotypes like the version of RC in Transformers Energon, over-sexualized characters like Black Arachnia of Beast Wars, and broken, unlikable messes like Thunderblast and Transformers Cybertron. Seriously, I hate that bitch. However, Transformers Prime's incarnation of RC is one of the female characters in the franchise that are actually good, with others being Sari from Transformers Animated, more on her later, Override from Transformers Cybertron, and Black Arachnia and Beast Machines, if you remove the stupid romance subplot. Not to say the others aren't good, it's just that these four are the ones that stand out the most. But, time to get back on track. While RC may not look that physically imposing, she's actually one of Optimus Prime's most trusted soldiers, and has taken down many Decepticons by herself and is more than capable of holding her own in battle. RC is also shown to be quite protective of her teammates and can be quite defensive when anyone threatens either her close friends in the Autobots or her human partner Jack Darby. However, she is reluctant to get to know new people, due to her believing that she is unlucky to be around and takes more of a lone wolf approach rather than fighting as part of a unit like the other Autobots. This is mainly due to how she lost her partners. She already lost one partner, Tailgate, to the Decepticon Arachnid, but after arriving on Earth she met and formed a partnership with another Autobot, Cliffjumper, who was later captured and killed by Starscream, only to be resurrected by Megatron as a mindless zombie, only to be completely eviscerated. This led her to distance herself from others for fear of losing friends just when she starts to get close to them and partner up with them. However, due to meeting Jack and the other humans, she starts to open up more, and her caring side starts to show through, leading her to go through some pretty decent development. I mentioned earlier that RC is the guardian of Jack Darby, and the relationship between them evolves as the series progresses, starting out as guardian and guarded, later evolving to friends, and finally to brother and sister. Seriously, the interactions between the two were some of the highlights of the series, allowing for both of them to reveal the side of their personalities that we rarely get to see, as her personality evolved from the battle-scarred warrior to the cool and determined big sister type character who will do pretty much anything to protect her friends and teammates. I honestly can't help but draw parallels between RC and Master Aqua from Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. I even go as far to say that she's the robot version of Aqua. Finally, there's one more point that I want to bring out, and it refers back to Transformers Prime delving into more mature themes. Well, RC is another example of this, due to history with Arachnid. This has given her symptoms akin to PTSD, which is one of the most accurate depictions of PTSD I've seen in modern media, ironically making her one of the most human characters in the franchise, even more so than the actual human characters. I seriously hope that she'll make an appearance in Robots in Disguise sometime in the future, if just to give her more time in the spotlight.
Whoa! Oh my god!
Now we're in the top 5, it's about time we start hitting a few of the heavyweights, and the characters that have appeared in pretty much everything. So here we have our first contender from this category, Starscream. Aside from having one of the biggest cases of chronic backstabbing the soldier ever put to screen, so much though he has a TV Tropes article named after him, Starscream is one of the most popular Decepticons in the franchise, always having a major role in whatever film, cartoon series or video game he appears in. Starscream, like Ratchet, has had multiple incarnations, without much variation in his personality, always being a slippery, traitorous robot, always trying to take command of the Decepticon forces for his own, sometimes succeeding but most of the time failing miserably. In fact, he sometimes succeeds in defeating the Decepticon leader, but this causes all the Decepticons to abandon him and find some way of reviving or repairing their leader, forcing him to break off and form his own army, or just simply go it alone with a small group of soldiers. Even if he manages to get command of the Decepticons, he doesn't hold that position for long, only managing to stay in command for less than a week on most occasions. But G1 Starscream was the unluckiest of the bunch, only commanding the Decepticons for a whopping 12 minutes before being completely obliterated by Megatron. It's not just Megatron, Starscream has the worst track record when it comes to fights, with the number of fights he's won can be counted on one hand. Seriously, this guy has had his ass handed to him pretty much every other character in the franchise. Optimus, Ironhide, Bumblebee, Ratchet, Jetfire, Mech, Bulkhead, Megatron, Galvatron, Megatron again, Bumblebee again, Optimus again, Grimlock, Megatron again, RC, and Megatron yet again. In fact, it's entirely possible in a few of the video games to have Starscream get beaten up by another Starscream. Yet somehow, despite all of his backstabbing, betraying, and power grabbing, Megatron keeps this guy around for some reason, probably because he's the best airborne fighter in the series, and despite his many failures and shortcomings, he has proven himself to be a significant threat on more than one occasion. He managed to incapacitate Bumblebee in the 2007 movie, fight through the underground of Cybertron to reactivate a power source to a doomsday weapon while battling through a small army to do so, and he did manage to restore order to the chaos caused when Metroplex squashed Megatron like an insect in Transformers War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron respectively. But by far the most dangerous version of Starscream comes from Transformers Cybertron. Unlike most versions of Starscream who start off loyal to Megatron only to gain his traitorous aspects later on, this Starscream was never loyal to Megatron at all, revealing that he was planning to destroy both sides and completely shift the balance of power. How does he do this? He seals away the Decepticons in an unbreakable energy bubble in the middle of deep space, released an army of thousands of ancient Decepticons buried deep under the North Pole, takes on the entire Autobot team by himself and wins despite suffering a heck of a beating in the process, steals the Omega Lock, which is a device capable of sealing a black hole or destroying an entire universe, straight from Optimus Prime. He then uses this device to grow to colossal size and fights and defeats both the Autobots and Decepticons. While he ultimately loses this fight, he later absorbs some of the energy from the Transformers version of God, aka Primus the Creator, whose alternate mode is the Transformers' home planet. This makes Starscream go to planet size and he proceeds to fight Primus. Now that's a whole lot more impressive than your usual pathetic backstabbing bot now, isn't it? Badassery, thy name is Ironhide. Yet again, we have a character who has had many incarnations over the years with hardly any variation between them. Except for the terrible Transformers Energon version of Ironhide, but we don't talk about that one. Ever. Ironhide has also been one of Optimus Prime's oldest friends, and as a result is always a high-ranking officer, more often than not ending up as the weapons specialist. And boy does it show in combat. Ironhide has always been shown to have a considerable amount of firepower, and always has some form of pretty big gun that he takes in the battle with him. Whether it's the heavy iron rifle, the scatter blaster, or his huge cannons his live-action film counterpart wields. As Ironhide is an old veteran soldier, he's naturally seen a lot of combat, which has given him experience and tactical knowledge that makes him an invaluable asset to the Autobots and a thorn in the side of the Decepticons. Which is a nice welcome change in the stereotypical trope of the big guy, I can tell you. This tactical knowledge and experience has given Ironhide confidence on the battlefield, allowing him to take charge of any kind of combat situation, which we see a lot of in the live-action films and more for Cybertron games. Ironhide's battle-scarred visage has also given him a kind of gruff nature and no-nonsense attitude, which only helps to reinforce his statue as a badass. And I've just realised that I haven't done anything to explain why he's a badass, so let's rectify this problem. Aside from his firepower, Ironhide possesses incredible physical strength and is pretty much unbeatable in a close-range fight. This strength also grants Ironhide immense durability, and it's not like Transformers aren't tough enough as it is. This means that Ironhide has been able to accomplish feats that other Autobots could not and survive taking damage that will kill a regular Autobot soldier. Some of Ironhide's most amazing feats including tanking a missile shot by Starscream, surviving an airstrike, taking down a giant robotic insect inside Cybertron's core, surviving a spike to the chest and stringing it off like it was nothing, and his defeat of the Dreads, one of the Decepticons' most elite units. It's just a shame every time the writers attempt to kill him off, they just can't seem to do it right. Seriously, a point-blank cannon shot to the face and being shot in the back with corrosive ammo? Not exactly the way we wanted him to go. Come on guys, you can do better than that. Alright, time for the last Decepticon to appear on the list. You probably guessed that he'd appear at some point, so here he is, the Decepticon leader, Megatron. As you'd expect, each incarnation of Megatron has been shown to be a tyrant who leads by using fear and threat of death. Using any opportunity to show off his might, he accepts no excuses for failure and will punish any soldier who fails in their objective. And should you disobey one of his orders, well, you better hope that you've done everything you've set out to do in life, because you're done. Megatron is ruthless, always trying to do anything necessary to eliminate his enemies, and will kill anyone and everyone who tries to get in his way. He's even shown to execute his own troops should they dare question his orders or interfere in his plans. Yet, somehow he always has an army of die-hard loyal followers, each of whom share his vision for complete universal dominance, and the certain ones who manage to assist in furthering his goals have been granted special favours. Megatron has also been described as a physical embodiment of evil, and in some incarnations this is shown to be true, with certain versions of him shown wielding the power of darkness, no, not that power of darkness, wearing the armor of Unicron, and even wielding the most dangerous and corruptive force in the universe, Dark Energon, which is described as being the blood of the Unicron, who is the planet-sized transformer capable of obliterating a planet in mere seconds, and is the Transformers version of the devil himself. Megatron's desire for ultimate power extends further than his own planet, showing complete disregard to any life that isn't Cybertronian or part of the Decepticons. Shown as he treats humans as little more than insects, sees anything other than his followers as primitive life forms, and he takes great sadistic pleasure in torturing his enemies and using them for target practice or as personal punching bags. Megatron's desire for power is only matched by his hatred of the Autobots, given how he uses many kinds of overkill tactics in the dispatching of his foes. Using an entire clip of machine gun ammo to kill 3 Autobots, impaling Optimus and then blasting his entire chest open, tearing Jazz in half, corrupting Omega Supreme's entire body, and using a rocket launcher to kill someone at point-blank range. This naturally means that Megatron is a destructive force in both ranged and close combat, so he's not someone that you want to meet in a dark alley, or on a bad day, or any day. However, this is nothing compared to Megatron's most powerful weapons, his fusion cannon and the corruptive Dark Energon. The fusion cannon is a powerful firearm that fires explosive shots of plasma energy, and this weapon has taken numerous forms throughout the franchise, but it's most commonly depicted as a huge cannon on Megatron's arm, whereas Dark Energon is a corruptive version of the one thing that keeps the Transformers race alive, and Megatron has managed to absorb the stuff and now possesses the ability to manipulate it and control it. While its properties have changed over years, the basic corruptive powers have remained the same. It grants or wields incredible destructive and corruptive power, capable of obliterating and corroding anything it touches, and can even bring back dead Transformers as shambling mindless zombies. Even if you manage to kill Megatron, chances are that he won't stay dead for long. He's been revived more times than you can count, sometimes in his original form, sometimes as a more powerful version known as Galvatron, which boosts his strength and durability immensely, and he sometimes gains a new kind of ability depending on the cannon. Now that is what I'd call a truly threatening villain and evil robot. Aside from the human characters, every Transformers series has to include some sort of kid appeal character, who the target audience can admire and just be in awe of how cocky and cool the character is. and is more often than not the youngest member of the Autobot team. While the franchise had numerous success with this type of character over the years with bots like Hotshot, Cheetah, and Smokescreen, the franchise actually nailed this character straight from the start. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay, show of hands, just who expected Bumblebee to appear on this list? Now, who expected him to be in the top 3? Damn, I'm more predictable than I thought. Anyways, moving on. Bumblebee has always been shown to be the youngest and statistically the weakest of the Autobots, yet he has proven to be a living example of why you shouldn't judge things based on appearance. He's always been depicted as the heart of his team and has been shown to be the most caring and thoughtful of the Autobots, even going as far to use himself as a shield in order to protect his human partners from harm. However, in recent years he's also gone through quite a bit of development, being shown to volunteer for a suicide mission, even being promoted to the rank of lieutenant and getting to command his own team of Autobots in the process. Watching Bumblebee go through his development is in some ways like watching a child grow up. He starts each series as the youngest and newest recruit, and over time he grows and matures due to experience, culminating him getting promoted in rank and becoming a much more skilled warrior and even a hero in the process. However, despite this, Bumblebee has always shown that he has a heroic heart even before he goes through his character development, attempting to complete his missions whatever the risk and always putting his life on the line to rescue those in need. His heroic nature and neutral demeanor is shown through his fighting style, as he has the flashiest and most acrobatic fighting style in the series, incorporating various flips, leaps, spin kicks and uppercuts into his fighting style. This, combined with his trusty plasma cannon, has allowed Bumblebee to hold his own and even take down bots twice his size and experience, such as Skyquake, Knockout, Brawl, and even Starscream. He's even been shown to be fearless and determined enough to challenge Megatron. Bumblebee has been shown to be the determinator among the Autobots, not letting anything less than death stop him from assisting the Autobots in their mission to protect Earth. The guy managed to take down a Decepticon tank robot while missing his legs and on the back of a tow truck. What more do you want me to say? Even losing the ability to talk only really adds to his charm, as a sweeter and more caring side of his personality comes across more strongly in his actions rather than his words. And some of the scenes in Transformers Prime where he and Raph interact are heartwarming and, dare I say it, somewhat adorable. Time and time again, Bumblebee has proven that he's the smallest robot with the biggest heart, and I'm really looking forward to the kind of leader he'll become in Robots in Disguise.
That was insane! It was awesome, but it was insane, right?
Come on guys, it's me. Like I'd do anything different. You knew it, I knew it, and I couldn't think of a better choice for the number 1 entry. So here he is, the one and only Optimus Prime. Optimus is the valiant hero of the Autobots and serves as Megatron's arch nemesis and complete polar opposite. Whereas Megatron is cold, ruthless, and not above sacrificing his own soldiers to further his goals and sees humans as mere insects, Optimus is a father to his Autobots, a fair and just leader, and refuses to let any of his soldiers take unnecessary risks and sacrifices. He also refuses to allow any human to come to harm, and unlike his enemy, never really gets angry unless you've done something to really piss him off, like threaten to harm his human allies or kill one of his Autobots. So if you have angered Prime, you might want to stay away, or something like this may happen to you. Ouch, that's nasty! Optimus is also the living embodiment of standing up and fighting for what you believe in, always believing in the idea that every form of sentient life in the entire universe deserves freedom and free will, always giving everything and everyone the choice of redemption and never taking the opportunity to finish a damaged foe, preferring to let them meet a more honourable death. Optimus has also demonstrated just why he's in charge of the Autobots on many occasions, and not just in combat. He knows that not all missions end in failure and understands the true nature of being a leader, which is to be the first into a fight and last out. In an actual combat situation, Optimus is one of the most brutal fighters I've seen, dispatching Decepticons left and right like it's going out of fashion, and with a kill count second only to Megatron. I'd even go as far as to say that he's even more of a badass than Ironhide due to the amazing and downright epic kills and takedowns he's done, linking up with Wingsaber in the Sonic Wing mode and moving so fast he could dodge lasers, completely obliterating the Fallen, storming an entire Decepticon army by himself, cleaving an entire mountain in half with the Starsaber, and rampaging through Chicago, killing a giant drill worm, using his jetpack to tear apart an entire Decepticon unit, including Shockwave, culminating him ripping Megatron's head and spine out while only having one arm at the time. When it comes to fights, you can always expect Optimus to deliver both climactic and downright epic showdowns. But the one thing that truly cements Optimus Prime's place at number 1 is due to a more personal thing. When I first discovered the franchise, I was going through a period of bullying. But watching Optimus in the episodes of Transformers Cybertron taught me how to stand up for those in need, how not to let others push you around to get what they want, and to always fight what you believe in. And I'm sorry for saying this is sounding like I'm overly praising the character, but I think if I hadn't discovered the Transformers, and if I hadn't discovered this amazing character, I don't think I'd be the same person I am today. Optimus is not just the leader and protector of the Earth, but he's a hero and inspiration to those not just in the franchise, but to those who watch the show, and has never really done much to change that fact. I'm a Nintendo kid, and Optimus Prime isn't just my favourite Transformers character, but one of my all-time favourite characters in all media. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.